Welcome back to the Make a Baby podcast. I am so excited. Today we're talking about your inner critic. Your inner critic is something that I think is super important to talk about. In fertility, our inner voices can sneak up on us. And okay, this week we are talking about your inner critic with your fertility journey. Where does your inner critic come from? Where does this inner voice, when it gets really hard in our fertility journey and our thoughts start to turn left and real negative and spiral, what fuels that? How can we stop it? Can it be different? Can it be changed? Well, this is something we've been talking about inside the Make a Baby headquarters. The Make a Baby headquarters is my signature 90-day healing program where I attune you to Reiki level 2. I teach you how to heal your womb. I teach you how to connect with your spirit baby, and we heal all the main blockages inside your womb that is preventing you from conceiving and having your dream Reiki baby. So your inner critic actually comes from one particular wound that I think is really important that everyone heal, and that is our mother wound. Our mothers, there's two emotions that come up no matter who you are, and we're healing this wound: shame and guilt. And our mothers, how they spoke to us as children, mirrors how we speak to ourselves when we're criticizing ourselves. So no matter if you're in your fertility journey, your motherhood journey, postpartum, or in your preconception, I want you to ask yourself, how do you speak to yourself? Now, you may have done some work on this. I've done a lot of work on this, and I continue to do work on this. You sometimes have to revisit things, and sometimes you have to revisit wounds that you thought, you're like, I did this shit already. I did this. Why am I back here again? It's just another layer. So ask yourself, how I speak to myself when things are really hard. Is that similar or the same as my mom spoke to me when I was a kid and she was criticizing me? And what emotions are you feeling when you are criticizing yourself? Is there guilt involved? Common thing is our bodies aren't working right. My body is failing me because I'm not pregnant yet. I thought I'd be pregnant this time. I'm never going to get pregnant. My womb is defective. I always wanted to be a mom, but it's not happening for me yet. Shame, guilt that it hasn't happened yet. But I want to tell you, it doesn't have to be that way. You do not have to live in your brain with an inner critic that's super negative and harsh. Your reality doesn't have to be that. Within the Make a Baby headquarters, we talk about how important it is to have a relationship with yourself. In the spiritual world, as a profession, they call it self-mastery, mastering of oneself. I like to use regular, normal people words, lay terms. You're developing and establishing a relationship with yourself because you are the person you will have the longest relationship with for your entire life. And you deserve for your mind and heart and body to be a kind, safe, loving place. Now we're human. Shit's going to happen. We're going to get angry. That's why we have an emotion wheel. Identify our emotions and then we can release them. That's why we teach you Reiki. So you have the tools to move through hard situations easier. When what was super triggering and what was super hard is now, it's okay. I got it. It's fine. That doesn't bother me anymore. So with our inner critics, when it comes to fertility, understand you don't have to hold on to the shame. There's no guilt in having to use help or seek help or do the healing and the fertility treatment or conceive naturally and do Reiki. Or maybe you're doing something else like acupuncture or fertility yoga, whatever it may be. There is room for you to expand. There's room for you to grow. There's room for you to heal. And I invite you, we're having another round inside the Make a Baby headquarters. And in the next couple of days, I'll be sharing how that has been for our latest round of Make a Baby headquarters clients. We have such a beautiful group of women that are in it now, and they have really transformed. Some from being really quiet to being really confident in less than 90 days. We're not even done. We have a whole nother month. They've established relationships with their spirit babies, with themselves. They've healed their mother and father wound. So the way that they speak to themselves at the beginning of the program is totally different now. So if they go to a disappointing appointment, it's not that they're not going to have a bad whole day. It's important to understand that the inner critic is not you. You're not your emotions and you're not your thoughts, and you have the power to change them because you are the most powerful person in your life. I'm the most powerful person in my life. And power is not about anything negative. It's about the strength that you have within you to change things, to take action, to move in alignment, to create more abundance, more room for miracles to occur, more joy to experience. What I've learned by healing my mother wound is the more that I heal it, the more love I have for myself. The more I can love in a healthier way, the more that I can listen to myself without judgment, the more that I can parent in the way that my son needs. I'm going to share a little bit of story. My mom was here this past week, and it was one of the most triggering trips or visits she's ever had in this house. And the ways that I reacted was nothing like my younger self would have done. Like, younger self would have yelled, would have screamed, a disagreement. But instead, I took a walk. And he said, hey, you know what? We're going to table this conversation. Not right now. Or, hey, we don't need to talk about that. Hey, that's already done and over with. Let's not talk about that right now. These were set. Boundaries were reinforced. And again, because I am a healed version of me and she's an unhealed version of herself who doesn't want to heal. But we can coexist. And boundaries are set for my peace, for my child's peace, for my husband's peace, and most certainly for my mom's. It doesn't always have to be negative, meaning like doomsday. It could just be like, hey, just a gentle reminder. Hey, we've talked about this before. I don't think it's really healthy, or it's not going to bring me any joy talking about this negative event that happened 35 years ago. Or, hey, that person's past. We don't need to dredge up the past. What are you interested in doing tomorrow? Change the subject. Let's move along. And sometimes when we have this mother wound with our own mothers, and sometimes, and a lot of this happens, is sometimes us daughters have to be the parent to our mothers. That means that you have to be the leader. And it doesn't mean you have to be their savior or own their pain, but it can be exhausting parenting them. So this was the trip that I stopped parenting her. And I started treating her just as a human. And I said, we're not going to talk about that. Not in my house. We're going to pause. We're not going to talk about that. Would you like to do something else? Would you like to watch a movie with me? Completely redirecting, but I'm not owning her energy. A little bit of gentle parenting is redirecting, but in a way that is not aggressive, in a way that is not volatile, in a way that probably she's never experienced before because she's not used to that level of frequency. And the more that I moved in the direction of, hey, let's go over here, little by little, she got the hint without having to have a full-blown conversation that maybe I didn't have the emotional capacity for. But this is all because of Reiki. Healing every chakra, healing my sacral plexus chakra, which is where your womb is, which is where my worthiness, my emotional wellness sits, where my family connections sit, where my shame and guilt used to reside, And now I have a bigger force of love to pull from. I have a deeper connection to my inner voice. I have a deeper connection with my intuition to know what is right for me and what is not. And when I don't know what I am feeling, I sit. There's so much power in sitting. And this is because I can have the pause that comes from healing that most people don't talk about. There's miracles that happen in the pause. Instead of reacting, healing can give you a pause. And in that moment of pausing, you can reflect. New downloads, new psychic downloads, more miracles, more divinity from the universe, God, whatever you believe in, can come through your crown chakra and you can feel. And in that pause, in that moment, because it's all it really takes, your emotion can be released because you paused. Emotions stay in your body for 90 seconds. You can choose to keep them or release them. But when we have enough healing done, and we have enough healing with a modality like Reiki, and you have that higher vibrational frequency running through your body, that single pause can keep you from interacting in a way that you might regret. Or it might even interact if it's with yourself, saying like, wait a minute, that's not how we talk to ourselves now. So if you're inside the Make a Baby headquarters, you're not allowed to talk to yourself in a negative way. Because my clients, they are miracle makers. And I view them as holy creatures that are making the next generation that are going to change this planet. The women in my program, they're changing their family trees and they are true healers. I don't say that lightly because the work that we're doing, it's not for the weak. Not everyone signs up for the Make a Baby headquarters. Not everyone wants to listen to their inner critic and change it. Nobody wants to do an audit of their thoughts and be like, that is some effed up words I just said to myself. Nobody wants to like dive deep into where did that come from? What conversation was that from when I was 7 years old from my mom? And heal that. That's hard stuff. But with Reiki and the coaching that we do inside our container, we stop that negative inner critic. You know, it comes with a consequence, positive consequence of healing your inner critic, which comes from your mother wounds. You have so much more fun in your day-to-day life. You have so much more peace. That fear that you carry around with fertility, that just plagues so many women, that is a very real and valid thing. It becomes lessened. That fearful voice, that scream inside your head, that panic inside your chest, no, it's lessened. And you experience, oh my gosh, I got 14 eggs from this egg retrieval. We have 3 eggs. We have 3 embryos that are viable. Oh my gosh, I'm so grateful. There is more moving through it in a more positive way and having more positive experiences, which you deserve, than having to go through. We already know it's going to be a painful experience with the needles and the medications. It's a roller coaster. That's a fact. But we can go through it with a better mindset, with a higher vibration, and with an open womb, which is what's going to create greater success for you. So if you're inner critic, if you have that and you're really critical of yourself, check. Is that how your mom spoke to you when you were in trouble when you were a kiddo? Do you want to change it? If you want to change it and you want to know how to change it, send me a DM, Miracle Maker, those 2 words, Miracle Maker, and we'll see if the Make a Baby headquarters is a good fit for you. We are enrolling for this month and we have a special deal. So if you're wanting, we're doing 10 calls and those 10 calls are going to be $697 for all 10 calls. That is $300 off for the next 2 weeks. So if you're wanting in, those are 10 calls within 12 weeks. And if you sign up within these 2 weeks, we'll get 2 bonus one-on-one calls with you, with me. And I would love to have you inside the membership, but only if you're ready to stop the inner critic in your head. Only if you're ready to take action and you want to go deep with me, because I'm willing to go as far with you as you're willing to go. I believe in you. I believe in your fertility. I believe in your spirit baby. And I'm ready to help you conceive your Reiki baby. Until next time, my friends, let the Reiki flow and comment Miracle Maker for the Make a Baby headquarters. Frustrated being told you are fine by your doctor, exhausted from negative pregnancy tests every month, wanting a deeper connection on your fertility journey with your spirit baby? The Make a Baby membership is exactly what you need. Using Reiki will help you connect to your spirit baby, heal the trapped emotions blocking your fertility, and support you in our life-changing community. With over 90 Reiki babies, we invite you to try the Make a Baby membership for free. Check it out in the show notes. Let's get you pregnant.